We are live. Hi. Hi, everybody. This is Nicole with Bring the Hoopla. I am so excited to be able to be here this evening with a very, very special guest who I hounded, if I may say. I'm just going to bring this down. Right? Sorry, I was just hearing myself back. I'd like to welcome Lara Herscovitch, a singer, songwriter, poet, performer, gem, and through the past years has become a soul sister and a friend, someone I greatly admire and greatly respect. Hi,
Hi.
friend.
Hi, friend. And right back at you. Happy 10-year anniversary to Bring the Hoopla. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a wild ride, and
Yeah.
this past month has been really a time to reflect and just take the time to be proud. You know, we're always moving. I think you're an entrepreneur, you're a mover and a shaker. You're always ready for the next step, growing, building,
Yeah.
right? It like doesn't end
Thank
and this
God it
past
doesn't.
month.
Luckily, it
Right.
doesn't.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
goodness.
For
And
sure.
this past month really allowed us to take the time to be proud of
Oh, that's
everything
good.
that we had built.
Wonderful.
So we are so thrilled to have you here. So we did just do some troubleshooting in the tech world that we are now living in. We hope you're finding us over on our YouTube page, Bring the Hoopla. Um, and we're here tonight because I'm going to break it down very simply. And then I would love, Lara, just to give a little bit of background of what brought us to right now and what you've been up to before we dive in. But basically, Laura wrote a song, a beautiful song. Um, that song turned into a music video, and then that music video turned into a book. And we'll talk about the book a little bit later, but it is the most brilliant illustrations. And the words and the meaning were so powerful that when I had purchased my first two copies, I really was impacted. And I don't want to stray too much because I do. But can you just talk to us? I know I had mentioned like I'd love to talk about what you've been up to, and we'll also chat about that. But tell us this: what the song, what inspired it, and then I'd love
Hmm.
for you to share it. It looks like you're ready to share it. So
I
I'd love for
am
you.
holding a guitar just coincidentally. Go figure.
Oh,
Although there
this
are a
is
lot of moments
perfect.
you could walk into my home at like a decent number of moments and find me holding a guitar. So this is among many.
Yeah.
Thank you for those kind words about the song. The best gift that any songwriter can be offered is that a song had positive impact. I mean, that's why we do what we do. I mean, we do what we do because it's like breathing. It's the same thing as like, why do you drink water? Because I'm thirsty. So music is like that to me. It always has been. This particular song, I wrote honestly when I was feeling so. Long story short, I'm a born musician. I started writing songs when I was half the height that I am now, or maybe not. I'm still short, so maybe it was three-quarters of the height. Um, and it took me a long time to get to full time music. 3 years ago, took my big leap of faith, and I realized there are moments even when you're aligned with who you are and your skill set and your passion and your vision and your living integrity, it can still be tiring some days. It can still be overwhelming some days. And so I was having one of those days. And honestly, I would say I was in the middle of a little bit of a pity party. And so in order to, I am a, I am a born silver lining finder. It's one of my superpowers. And so in
Mm-hmm.
looking for perspective, in finding my way back to gratitude, into trying to remember what mattered and get myself out of the pity party, I started thinking about other professions that are much harder than this. Longer hours, less pay, which is, anyway, we won't go there. Uh, and I started thinking about farming. I started thinking, I was driving that day and I was looking at the people who were working on road construction crews and, breathing in some of the asphalt And that line of thinking got me to the sun somehow. And I started thinking like that the sun works harder than any of us.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever gets to sleep. So, I'm always thinking in metaphors. So before I knew it, the sun was personified. Even when the sun spends half the day shining over here on our side of the hemisphere. We go to sleep, some of us are up writing songs. The other half of the globe needs the sun to keep working. So literally it's a 24-hour-a-day job. And I thought, yep, that's harder than this. So I wrote the song from the perspective of the sun, sort of saying, ugh, I don't want to go to work, but they need daytime. So fine, I'll show up and shine. And by the end of the song, the sun remembers again what she loves about her work and why her work matters. So it's really an exercise in remembering what's important and remembering perspective and gratitude and connection.
Yeah, and I would say, how timely, and especially in this past year when, we love to just continue and wear our blinders and power through, and sometimes, like I just said to you, right? Like we don't even take that time to realize just how much gratitude we have for the gifts that we have been given. So really this past year, I know for myself, my family, it's really put the things that I do into perspective, and really to know that we can exist on loving what we do and that being good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So really, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's what I took away from the song and from the book itself. So will you share it? I will mute myself, but would you love to share it? I'd love to hear your gorgeous voice.
Love to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the spoiler alert back of the book. The overall theme is to be who you are, do what you love, and share your superpowers. That's the back of the book. Being told by a rooster, so therefore it must be true. The other lesson that I've been learning in my life is that I don't have to show up and do everything. I get to show up and do what I'm here to do, and link arms with everyone else, Nicole included, who are here to do what they're here to do. And it's together that we make this world healthier. So with that spirit, I send this song out to you. Thank you for tuning in wherever it is that you're watching from. I'm glad you're here. She said she used to love the way they all rely on her. Lately feels more obligation than she prefers. Round and round, round, same circle every day. Isn't reimbursed 93 million miles each way. Someplace always needs her, so much at stake. Someone's gotta make sure all the roosters are awake. Because then they have to wake us up. So she wakes them up so that they can wake us up. That's the full circle. Okay, here we go. Ready? She's singing, I don't want to work, but they need daytime. I have to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. I don't want to work, but they need daytime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. She'd start a new career, got some interviews. The clouds always covered for her, eclipses. 5 billion year background on her resume. She lives in the Milky Way, but is willing to relocate. She explained she's a star, travels at the speed of light. But the interviewer did not agree that she was qualified. She's singing, now I'm back at work. They need daytime. I have to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. I don't want to work, but they need daytime. So I shine. remembered lilac, lemongrass, honeybees, apple pie, butterflies, jasmine tea, falling leaves, evergreens, smooth river stones, front porch laughter, and the silence of the snow. Warming baby porcupines still fit like a glove. Then they named a flower after her, and she was in love. She could finally see that what she does is who she's born to be. She's singing, I can't wait to work. They need daytime. I get to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Without me, it would just be nighttime. So shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Ooh, ooh,
Yeah. Thank you so much. Ah, that's beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
incredible to watch it in its forms, and I really hope everybody out there who's watching or who will watch after this, it's really also like a lesson in creativity and sustaining creativity in the sense of like, you know, maybe what we had should have led with. Not only did I want to bring Lara on for her huge talent, and because I was a personal, I was thinking this when you were singing, like not only because I was a personal huge fan of the book, but really, I mean, how innovative and creative to, as an artist, to work its way through all of the mediums. I mean, that's just so cool. And in any industry, right? Here we are
Yeah.
connecting. I'm a huge live music lover, and I'm also in event management, but I'm the owner of Bring the Hoopla, and that's what we're celebrating. And even in that, to watch, it's incredible to just see
Yeah.
it in all its forms grow. I also want to give a shout out to your latest album, Highway Philosophers, which is awesome.
Thank you
Show
so
us.
much.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh, backwards. Up. Oh, yeah, no amount of light can
there's the back of it upside down. Isn't
shine
that a
this.
compelling?
We're like, look at that. Where can we get that? Where can we get that? I know mine are coming because we have some books coming
Yes.
that we're sending out to some special folks and partners throughout the
Yeah.
years. But where can we get
Thank you.
Highway
Yeah.
Philosophers?
Thank you for asking. And I also love what you say about creativity. So I want to talk more about that. The
Yeah.
the like direct source to me is just my name, which is my website, Herscovitch.com. If you Google anything close to that, you will find me. There aren't a lot of others with this name. And you can get it directly from me. I have a warehouse. I have the Larama Records headquartered warehouse at my disposal. So, yeah, I have 4 albums out right now that are still in print. It's online as well, digital, but I know there's still a lot of people who love the CD format. I've decided not to do vinyl for the moment. Yeah, so you can get it from me. LaraHerscovitch.com is the best place to get the hard copy. And then online, I'm on Spotify and Apple Music and all of the places. And
Yeah,
creativity, like, I love that you said that about creativity, so I can't let that quite drop. That's like, I'm
yeah,
I'm
go.
I'm centered in the lane of music. That's where I have a skill set, but connecting with other artists in other disciplines is like one of the great joys of my not just professional life, but life in general. To
Yeah.
like figure out first, I think that to be a happy human is to also be creative, and so I just I'm constantly astonished, and just it brings me a lot of joy to see all the ways creativity shows up, whether it's cooking or architecture or engineering or the arts.
Yes.
And all those places, I do some creativity workshops, and I do a lot of work cross discipline with other artists. And I love the things that we have in common, the Venn diagram overlap of a musician talking to a dancer, talking to a painter and a poet and a sculptor, and the places where we connect, and the things that we have that are distinctly unique in our disciplines is just endlessly fascinating to me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I love that. I love the visual, of the overlapping of the genres and the creators. And I actually think the one thing that, I think artists in any genre or industry, we all have a lot in common, but the creativity part and the creating part, and to be able to continue that, and like I had mentioned, sustain that, what we all have in common is the ability to want to take endless risks within our art, and to kind of step outside of that. I think creativity finds itself in many forms, and with me, and maybe even speaking with you here live, like, oh wow, even figuring out more how you and I align. But like
Yeah.
the true the it's about really releasing any doubt, and I think
Mm-hmm.
you had to do that in order, to be able to find this song, and this is what the
Yeah.
song, came from, and now the music video, which I would love to share with everybody. And if you, before that, can you briefly share with us, you had mentioned, where to get your album, and obviously, digital was where many of us, most of us, were listening to our music even pre-COVID. But how have you stayed connected, and what platforms are you playing on? I know that you are moving slowly but surely back into, in person performing, but how have you stayed connected in the last year, and talk to us about that a bit.
This past year has been, even amidst all the trauma and the grief and the hurt and the reckonings that we've been going through, there have been a lot of silver linings for me, and one of them has been understanding the importance and the power of the arts to connect us to ourselves, to connect us to another human being, like you and I are here too, but also to connect us as communities. And I was not someone who live streamed probably ever before COVID, and I mean, I don't know if it was, is it courage or bravery that's been named like the thing that you do anyway, even though you're afraid. So
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous to jump in. It was messy as can be. My first live stream was, terribly lit. Like I didn't have any of the technology down. It was a big old mess, but it was so full of connection and heart. And I remember feeling the emotional lifeline and the spiritual lifeline with everybody who tuned in and wrote back and connected and was singing along. And I mean, wow, I really now understand the power of what we do. I spent a lot of time in policy program development jobs in the nonprofit sector alongside music. That has been my own particular journey. And I always thought that that was the important work, the like wearing a business suit and testifying at a capitol
Mm,
for legal change and whatnot. And that is important work. I
sure.
thought probably before COVID, I probably thought that was more important than the arts. Now I see that they're equally important. They're just very, very different. And that's a gift that will serve me in my ability to show up in service and in connection and in community for the rest of my life and career within my life. So it's been really powerful. Specific platforms, I haven't live streamed on Instagram, but I like Instagram and I'm there. It's just under my name. I've been streaming on Facebook. I'm moving into YouTube. There are all kinds of restrictions or barriers to entry. So anybody who's watching, especially on YouTube, if you could, when we're done, search my name and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be terrific, because we need to get to 1,000 in order to open some of the doors of tools so that we can then show up more effectively to
Yeah, for
play.
anybody that doesn't know out there, there's lots of restrictions and criteria since COVID hit. So YouTube, you can't stream live or be compensated as an artist until you're hitting about, 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 hours of viewing, something wild like that. And if people wanted to connect personally with you and just stay like up to date on basically all of your amazing things, how can they do that other than following you? I would assume on Facebook, Instagram, now YouTube. What's a little, a
Yeah, all the
personal
social medias.
way?
I do still keep an old fashioned email list. It's the heart
Oh,
of where I have a lot of those kinds of deep, meaningful conversations back and forth. I send something out,
yeah.
only once a month. So you can go to my website, laraherscovitch.com, and go to the contact page and sign up there, or just send me an email and I can get you signed up. But yeah, I still really, we have deep connections with as a community, and that means a lot to me as an artist to be able to reach out that way outside of social
Oh,
media.
absolutely. Absolutely. Everything serves a purpose. But it doesn't mean we abandon the things that like we hold closest to us,
Yeah.
like we're on social media because we have to be, but like I still want to call every person.
Yeah, right.
And before I share the video and I go into my top notch tech, put my tech hat on, I do want to say, and I'll say it again, I say it all the time, either on the Bring the Hoopla page or my own personal page, or in any venue that I am in. Please support Lara Herscovitch, the musician and the author, but support your local musicians, friends. Buy music, buy music, buy the book, buy the merch, but it's not just an empty wish, to just buy away this time more than ever as we are reemerging. Yes, there's amazing, huge shows that we all want to go to, and we want to sit in a packed, sweaty venue, and there's nothing more than I want to be, in a whole festival hula hooping with hundreds of kids, but we want to do it right, we want to do it safely. But now is the time to support our local artists, our musicians that really build the foundation, I truly believe, of our surrounding communities. So, I can go on and on about that.
And
But
by the
please,
way, thank you
yeah.
for the work that you do with CT Folk as well. It was it's been one of the places that I've had the privilege and opportunity to grow up as an artist, and all of the stages that you all have afforded me and offered me over the decades have changed the trajectory of what I was able to learn and who I was able to connect to and how I was
Oh,
able
that's
to
huge.
develop as a musician. So thank you for that work as well.
Yeah, I am very honored to be in the role that I am in with CT Folk. They have made a profound difference and impact on the Connecticut music scene, and just a genuine, they're
And the Northeast
genuinely
folk scene.
committed, and in the
Yep.
Northeast. So
Yep.
I'm thrilled, and more to come on CT Folk, maybe on a different webinar. So I'm going to now, I would love, so we've done the song
Yes.
and we did exactly what we said we were going to do. We always give ourselves like a nice little, oh, this should be 25 minutes. And we have so much to share. But I do want to show the video, and then we will conclude in reading the book, and saying a little good night. But I do want to share this video. It's amazing.
And
So I'm going to mute and
And while you do that, I just want to shout out to a gentleman by the name of Matt Rash, who's an artist illustrator in Michigan. We've done a whole bunch of music videos together. You can find all of them for free on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/C/Lara Herscovitch. And this one is for Shine Sister Shine. We created it last winter and then launched it when Highway Philosophers, the album, released in early April. So here you go.
What she does is who she's said she used to love the way they all rely on her, but lately feels more obligation than she prefers. Round and round, round, same circle every day. Isn't reimbursed 93 million miles each way. Someplace always needs her, so much at stake. Someone's gotta make sure all the roosters are awake. She's singing, I don't wanna work, but they need daytime. I have to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. No, I don't wanna work, they need daytime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Thought she'd start a new career, got some interviews. The clouds always covered for her, eclipses too. 5 billion year background on her resume. She lives in the Milky Way, but is willing to relocate. She explained she's a star, travels at the speed of light. But the interviewer did not agree that she was qualified. She's singing, now I'm back at work, they need daytime. I have to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Oh, I don't wanna work, they need daytime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. She remembered lilac, lemongrass, honeybees, apple pie, butterflies, jasmine tea, falling leaves, evergreen, smooth river stones, front porch laughter, and the silence of the snow. Warming baby porcupines still fit like a glove. Then they named a flower after her. She was in love. She could finally see what she does is who she's born to be.
Here we go.
She's singing, I can't wait to work, they need daytime. I get to shine, sister, shine, sister, shine. Oh, without me, it would just be nighttime. So I shine, sister, shine, sister, shine.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, that was me trying to sound like a rooster. Yeah.
Oh, well, you nailed it.
That animation was by Matt Rash. Thank you so much.
That's what I was just going to say. Hold on.
He's such a talented human being. Yeah.
Hold on one second.
We've done maybe 4 or 5 music videos together now. This is the first one that's a book.
Please.
But...
So you said that was last winter. I'm really like mind blown by that. I love that video, and his name just one more time because that's
Matthew Rash.
And so, you know, for someone who doesn't know the medium of illustration, he illustrated that, and then without being too naive, how does it come alive like that?
That's a really good question, and you should have him on as a guest to talk to you about that. But yes, he illustrates and then gets it into his computer, and it's screen by screen. So he did. I have a song called Blah, 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 a love song. And he did a music video for that one too, and sent me a decent sample of all the individual stills of his drawing. So I think he draws it in black marker, gets that into the computer, and then uses the computer to get the color into it in the ways that he decides to. So
right, yeah, that so he manipulates it.
Exactly. And so now I understand that there's a difference between animation is when it moves and illustration is when it lands itself into a book. So Matt did the animation. We released the video on the same day Highway Philosophers, the album, dropped. And then that was early April. So at that point, COVID showed up, touring was canceled. Life was confusing and a little scary and a little overwhelming. And at a certain point, creativity knocks on the door and says, hello, how about this? And I had often reflected about turning one of Matt's animated music videos into a book. I thought about doing it with Blah Blah Blah, but it's such a short song that there literally wasn't enough text to have enough material to create a spine. But this one as a longer song. So I had been in touch with an independent book publisher and figured out like, oh, we'd probably go with 50 pages, found a terrific graphic design company in New Haven called Design Monsters. They work with Doonesbury. I mean, they're so talented, Susan and George. And we decided, in the middle of COVID, we were going to launch ourselves into creating a book. I couldn't afford that, so I launched a crowdfund campaign through Kickstarter. And it was a global pandemic, and so I really waited for a while because I didn't want to divert resources from basic needs. And then I realized that it wasn't going to be diverting them. It was adding joy, and it was adding connection, and there were other like intangibles that a project like that was creating. But I launched it just thinking, all right, we'll try and see, and if it fails, it fails. And the community, my family and fans and friends showed up, with abandon and made it possible. It would not have happened without them stepping in to become a part of it. So that allowed me to pay George and Susan and everybody to create this book. And we decided to go hardcover, full color, and offer this resource to, not just children, but children of all ages. So like you said, we're all working on connecting more deeply to our purpose. So.
Oh, this is a children's book, absolutely, but this is it's a book for humans.
Yeah.
It's a book for humans. Like I said, it was so powerful. When sometimes you listen to music, and I saw the music video and I knew I loved it, but until I had opened the book, read the pages, found myself sobbing, somehow convinced, not somehow convinced myself, but related myself to the son. And this is what I belong to do every day. And, you said something before we move into the last part of reading the book and them getting to see the illustration, not the animation. You said something a couple times. You didn't relate it to yourself, but you said showing up. And I want to say, and I hope I say it the right way, I think, yes, you are creative, and I believe you're a true entrepreneur, as well as an artist. But I think the foundation of it all is that you continuously show up. You just show up every day. And because you show up, that's the greatest gift. You have all your other tools, right, that you've honed in on over the years and your skill sets. But showing up, it really plays a difference. And especially in the past year when, you and so many others could have sat back, you found a way, again, not to divert that, but to add and to increase joy in so many people's lives. So thank you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I appreciate it a lot. That's the trick, right? Is letting go of a perfectionist mind and letting go of technical, we were struggling with technical difficulties before we launched here. And that's one of the really powerful takeaways so far for me out of all of this. There's so many opportunities for learning and growth if we choose to take them. And one of them has been just that, in all the messiness, in all the details, in all the is it a ring light or is it some other shadows? Is there an audio interface? the really beautiful thing is that the human spirit, I would have never imagined. I've always appreciated technology, but I never would have imagined that the heart of the matter and the spirit and the soul of the matter still turns up and still finds a way to connect, even through these glass and metal and titanium boxes that we're
Yeah.
working with. It's kind of magical.
Yeah. It's good. You also said that I do believe. I'm leaning into the computer for anyone that thinks this might be a secret. But I got chills when you said that I do believe that we share maybe a couple superpowers, I'd like to think, but the one of silver lining.
Mm.
Um, Maybe it's actually to a fault because I love every single person. But that I think seeing the good in people is not a bad thing. And I think finding silver linings in every situation is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited you were here with us tonight.
Me too.
And so we're going to, do you feel too, this is always good just to like get it out, like have we missed anything that you'd like to share? We've had such a beautiful conversation and it's flowed. I mean, people now know where to find you. If you are tuning in to the end of our portion, we are here with Lara Herscovitch. She is a songwriter, singer, poet, performer, a true artist, and just and basically we discussed this evening how she turned her song into a music video and now into a book, which we're finishing the evening with. And if you are looking for, new music in your life or branching, into new artists or just trusting us by listening to us this evening, visit laraherscovitch.com, sign up for her email list, buy her music. And we actually are on YouTube right now. We're going to find a way with all of our technical prowess to bring it on over to Facebook. But subscribe to her YouTube channel, which is Lara Herscovitch, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us out there. I would literally do this every night, except not. It's at some point I'd like to be next to you. And so we're going to read this book. We'll come back for a very quick bye-bye, but I'm going to mute myself again. And I'm going to enjoy the book as a little reminder to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. And again, congratulations to Bring the Hoopla on all of the good things that you're bringing to the world, to young people, to families, to community. I really appreciate being part of the extended family, and I'm really glad to be here to help toast your 10-year anniversary. So thank you for having me. And I look forward to staying in touch. I don't know who's tuning in, but thank you for being here. I look forward to our paths continuing to cross. I'm going to read this book to you. And I don't know exactly what concerts I have coming up, but I think I will probably do a live stream on my birthday, which is May 22nd. Hopefully on YouTube. We'll see. I need to figure out the new rules. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will hopefully see you on May 22nd in the neighborhood of 7:30. I'll figure out the details, but if you sign up for my e-list, I will let you know for sure. And last year, who knew that a year later we were still going to continue to do this? But the good news is we've figured out how to use technology to stay connected through music, even when the world comes back to whatever its new evolution will be. I think live streaming is here to stay, and I look forward to staying connected in that way as well. So with that, I will tell you I did not plan on being an author. I did a year ago, but before that, it wasn't part of the aspirations, and here I am holding this hardcover book, Shine Sister Shine, and so I'm excited to read it to you. This is the first time I've read this book in public. So there, I'm going to hold it back here. I know that there's reflection if I move it closer, and if you want to see all of the details, you're going to have to get your own copy. So Shine Sister Shine by me. Animation by Matt Rash, illustration adapted by Design Monsters in New Haven. I will just start by saying that the book is dedicated to you. That's you. metaphorically speaking. All right. Shine, sister, shine. And again, if you were here before, you already heard me say that the rooster is sharing on the back. Be who you are. Do what you love. Share your superpowers. We sure need them. It's really, first of all, I just need to say I'm a musician. It's hard for me to do this and not sing it, but I'm gonna try my best. She used to love the way they all rely on her, but lately feels more obligation than she prefers. She's tired. She's tired. She's tired. Round, round, round. Same circle every day. Isn't reimbursed. 93 million miles each way. See, I don't know who's watching, so I don't know what to say, but can you find Earth? There it is. Earth got stuck in the seam right there, but there it is. Okay. We're basically on the International Space Station right now, looking down at Earth. Okay. Someplace always needs her. So much at stake. Coffee. She's drinking coffee. I'm a tea drinker myself, but the coffee cup is easier to identify. Someone's got to make sure all the roosters are awake. And you saw. If you were watching the video, you saw they were sleeping, and now they're not. Yeah. Okay. She says, fun fact, in the song, she's singing, I know, but it's a book. So she says, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Have you ever felt that way? I don't want to go to school. I don't want to work. I felt that way this morning. Not for this part of it, but I didn't want to get up and do booking emails. I don't want to work, but they need daytime. So I have to shine, sister shine, sister shine. More coffee. Thought she'd start a new career. Got some interviews. This moment in the video, I'm being the footnotes and the main text at the same time. This moment in the video goes by very, very fast, and I want you to know that Matt and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what jobs. Which jobs to put in here, and if you look closely, you will see that troubadour, of course it's in there. Of course it's in there, as is astrophysicist, veterinarian, plumber, etc. Thought she'd start a new career, got some interviews. The clouds always covered for her. Eclipses, too. This is a very misunderstood moment in the song and in the book. The idea is she's going off to the interviews. And so that we don't miss her, the clouds come and say, I will cover for you. You go have your job interview. They'll never even notice that you're gone. 5 billion year background on her resume. It's a lot of work experience. And there's also that's another place to pause in the music video, is the things that show up on her resume, like provides light, provides heat, dries laundry, etc. She's got a good looking resume. She lives in the Milky Way, but is willing to relocate. Look at that. Is that not like just mad respect for the animation and turned illustration? She explains she's a star, travels at the speed of light. But the interviewer did not agree that she was qualified. The nerve. She says, not she's singing, she says, and now I'm back at work. More coffee. They need daytime. I have to shine, sister shine, sister shine. So it's still drudgery at this point for her. Then, I don't want to work, but they need daytime. I shine, sister shine, sister shine. So that's the idea, is we're all down here needing her to power up our solar panels, make our dogs happy, and warm up the lizards in the Southwest and the Southeast and lots of other places. Then she remembered lilac, lemongrass, honeybees, apple pie, butterflies, jasmine tea. Falling leaves, evergreens, smooth river stones. Oh, here's another one. Front porch laughter. Don't we appreciate front porch laughter more now? And the silence of the snow. I know some of you are thinking, no, not the snow. But I wrote the song, and I'm standing up for the joy of winter. Okay. Warming baby porcupines, still fit like a glove. That would be a fun job. Then they named a flower after her, and she was in love. That's a sunflower. She could finally see what she does is who she's born to be. Staring at the sunflowers. All right. I wish we were all in the same room right now, because then we could have a conversation at any point. She says, once again, she's singing. No, it's a book. She says, I can't wait to work. They need daytime. I get to shine. Sister shine. Sister, what do you think the next page is going to say? Not yet. Without me, it would just be nighttime. Again, all of us relying on her. I'll show you. Well, there we go. What would the beach be like without the sun? Without me, it would just be nighttime. There's Earth. There's the sun. So I shine, shine, sister. What do you think the next page was? Shine. Yeah. And then there's like a fun about the author at 3-ish. Yeah.
I love that. I want to say that. Be who you are. Do what you love. Share your superpowers. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy anniversary again. I'm delighted to be here and be part of this month of celebration of your achievements and your contributions, and look forward to all the connection to come.
Yeah, so do I. Truly, I can't wait. There's beautiful things ahead. Everybody, visit Lara Herscovitch at laraherscovitch.com. Support Lara and all of your local musicians. I'm sure your live shows will be on your social media upcoming soon enough and on the website. So keep checking out for that. Bring the Hoopla is really excited this month. And you know what? We're going to continue this. Just love branching out and connecting, like you said, and finding ways to connect. And this is a good way to do it. If you've watched the, our entire webinar and our entire live, thank you. And even bits and pieces, I hope you took away something positive and hope, if you are doing what you love, to continue to do it, to believe in it, and to grow in it, and have a really beautiful week. It's Monday. It feels like Friday. No big deal. But have a really beautiful week. Lara, thank you so much, and everybody out there, thank you so much.